Thank you, Beatrice. So we'll go through 4 things today. Why an additional backup for Office 365 is necessary, streamlining backup and recovery services for cloud environments, and deploying and managing with a centralized console. And then the final one there is recover to a snapshot in time to those selected files that are affected. So why is additional backup for Microsoft 365, aka Office 365, necessary? It has become apparent that many Microsoft partners and consumers generally do not understand the need for backup and recovery services for their Office 365 deployments. Even our own research highlighted that nearly 40% of surveyed respondents believe that Microsoft provides everything they need to protect their Microsoft 365 environment. I genuinely believe that it is this lack of understanding that comes from 2 issues. Customers are not familiar with the distinction between email archiving and data protection. And customers believe that Microsoft's highly resilient software as a service platform protects all data and applications, as they only protect the service level of being able to connect, not the resiliency within inside that infrastructure, as you can see there. Microsoft can provide email archiving for Office 365, but it may not be the best service in terms of features and functionality, or the most cost-effective in terms of value for money. The archiving service from Microsoft can get expensive depending on which services that you purchase. So what is email archiving? Email archiving provides e-discovery, regulatory compliance, and legal protection of your email data. Put simply, it captures every email that has been sent and received by your organization and ensures that these messages can be found and retrieved for that compliance. Even if you have email archiving services in place, you should still maintain a backup and recovery solution for Office 365. Archiving can hold and retrieve specific messages, but it cannot restore a complete mailbox and all of its contents to a single point in time. With an archiving solution, you could search and retrieve specific email items from the archive, but even if you knew what to retrieve from the archiver, do you have the time to reconstruct your inbox structure and its contents? Can you remember what the mailbox looked like as of last night, last week, last month, or the last year? How long would this take if you have to reconstruct all your lost calendar items, contacts, tasks, and journaling items? And then, as noted above, email archiving does not protect everything in Office 365. Microsoft has a highly resilient infrastructure that rarely suffers outages, which is good because Microsoft is responsible for making your Office 365 environment always available. It takes the burden off you guys as MSPs. This makes it easy to assume that you should not have to provide a third-party disaster recovery service for Office 365. Disaster recovery appears to be Microsoft's responsibility. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Microsoft is only responsible for Office 365 infrastructure that supports your data. It is not responsible for the data in your Office 365 environment. Even Microsoft calls this out in their managed service agreement, section 6B. We recommend that you regularly back up your contents and data that you store on your services or store by using third-party apps. Microsoft provides a recycle bin for Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, and OneDrive for Business. So even without an archiver, there is some native protection for these items. However, that recycle bin is not a backup. Similar to a PC recycle bin or a Mac trash can, the Office 365 recycle bin is just a folder that contains your items that you have deleted. You can not do a point-in-time recovery from your deleted items folder because this folder only holds the items that were deleted and would not contain the good emails or files that you need to restore. Additionally, the maximum extended retention of the recycle bin is 93 days, and your items may be purged and unrecoverable after that time. When an employee leaves an organization, all the data in the Exchange users online Mailbox and OneDrive for Business accounts are permanently deleted after 30 days if their account is deleted. To retain this data for future reference or use, it must be backed up or moved elsewhere. Exchange online mailboxes are kept for longer periods of time by configuring an in-place hold on the account when it's deleted. However, this is a premium feature and not available in most Office 365 plans. Microsoft does all they can to put in safeguards in place to prevent their customers from losing data. But Office 365 does not specialize in data backup and recovery. Seeking an additional layer of protection against accidental or malicious data loss, organizations have begun to use third-party backup solutions that offer enhanced protection for Office 365 data. Longer retention policies and more robust recovery options. Essentials for Office 365 gives MSPs a backup and recovery solution to offer to organizations that seek cloud agility but refuse to compromise on security, control, or accountability. With Barracuda Cloud Control and Barracuda Cloud-to-Cloud Backup for Office 365, your customers can eliminate the risk of items lost due to accidental deletion. They can also retain emails and files indefinitely in the case users leave the organization unexpectedly without having to purchase additional licenses while saving the organization money. Your customers can also delete inactive users' accounts on Office 365 and licenses quickly and easily. Now onto the demo. So as you can see here, this is Barracuda Cloud Control. And inside there, we've got cloud-to-cloud backup for Office 365. We're able to back up these particular sources: OneDrive, Exchange, SharePoint, and Groups. And then if we drill down, we can see the sources here, all in one cloud provider, which is Office 365 in this case. If we go across to schedules, we can then see that we can have independent schedules for an individual source, be it Exchange Online, SharePoint, OneDrive, or Groups. We can choose to run those backups now to trigger them. Alternatively, this individual schedule can be customized to have a number of sources, or to repeat perhaps once per week, or we do give you the ability to repeat every hours or minutes from a certain time until a certain time. Under retention policies, I recommend to my customers just to keep everything forever. That way that you will have that global retention that won't harm any relationship, because it's best to keep everything forever. As I'd mentioned, you can restore an entire mailbox. You can restore a OneDrive, and also download those. You can do a number of items and then select to download those into a zip file. And we can drill down into a file or a folder. Same thing with an email or mailbox. It's an EML file or a folder of a mailbox. And then we can also restore into other people's OneDrives or mailboxes within Office 365 to another address inside that same tenant. The same thing goes for SharePoint and also groups. As you can see, it's quite intuitive and also very easy to set up. Just requires a global administrator to configure those sources. So now to look at Barracuda's defense in depth, and what does a multi-layered approach look like? As you can see here, we have multiple security layers that not only cover human errors, which are always the most common, but also email and network security layers. To make sure everything is covered, obviously remember that disaster and backup recovery layer and make sure it's running at its optimum. And then finally, there is our RMM solution, which will then cover all aspects of the business. As you can see via the following slide, we also have many other services in our MSP portfolio for partners to help them tighten up their security posture of their clients. We also make available various flavors of software as a service, physical and public cloud deployments available to suit all situations. We even go a step above with the ability to offer our products as a fully managed service, meaning you have more time to focus on your customers. Here you can also see our resources for MSPs, which can assist with the day-to-day runnings of an MSP. We've got our barracudamsp.com, csi.barracuda.com for the security insights, and Smarter MSP, which is a great blog where people from the global community of MSPs share ideas and resources to leverage that global think tank. I'll pass now back to Beatrice for any questions.
Great, thank you, Matt. So we do have a couple of questions that just came in. So are you ready? Let's go through them now.
No problem.
Great. So the first question is from Jimmy. I'm already using advanced threat protection. What is the cost to add cloud-to-cloud backup?
Oh yeah, so yeah, our regional account director Luke Smith, and also sales new business salesperson Kingsley, be able to supply that information in regards to adding that on top. We're able to slot any products in on top of each other, so yeah, they can be sold separately.
Well, thank you for that. The next question is for Merrick. How long can we keep the data for in the system, and is there any extra charges?
Yeah, so whenever I set up customers or MSPs with their own instances or their customer instances, my recommendation is just to keep everything forever, as there's no additional charges for size and or item counts, and we're charging for active users.
Awesome, thank you. And the next question is from Anthony. Once you delete inactive user accounts, how long does the data stay?
Yeah, just same in that same vein of the retention policy, we keep everything forever. So if they're an archived mailbox, then we will just keep that retention going forever. And yeah, once again, no extra charges for keeping that archived mailbox, as it's only people that we can poke a stick at is the people that we're going to be charging for.
Yeah, great. And we've got a few more questions. So the next one is from Dean. Can you back up Teams?
Yeah, so that's part and parcel with the backup of Office 365 there and the groups component.
The next question is from Vincent. How fast can you retrieve lost email?
Yeah, so the retrieval of the mail message itself is near enough instant. Obviously, we're reliant upon Office 365's infrastructure to receive that in. And then, yeah, so there would be throttling policies that would be applied. But yeah, we would get that in as soon as the API connects up, we can restore it.
Thank you, Matt. I believe that's all the questions we have for today. So thank you everyone for joining. If you need any further help with your backup requirements, please feel free to reach out to Matt directly. As you can see, his details are on the screen, and he is more than happy to run a one-on-one session with your technical team, as we do have a few other backup solutions in our portfolio. So yeah, he can have a chat with you to see which one is the right solution for you and your customers. And on that note, have a great day, everyone. Please stay well, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Speak soon.